This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news.
Sorry to interrupt your racist rant on Spider-Man.
Hey, well, it's not my racist rant. I was recounting someone else's mildly racist rant.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, they were saying that
I don't get it at all. Hey, we're here. Just the two of us.
We're back. Hey.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, not our doing. We asked a few people. People are just trying to say, hey, can your live podcast move to a Friday evening? Because it works with my schedule. No, we can't.
No, we can't let the inmates run the asylum for too long.
We did that with Kirk. We had to reschedule so he could Skype in from his bedroom. And, no more.
This was
never again.
More, it was just like, I can't do Tuesdays, but I can do Mondays and Wednesdays. I was like, all right, how about Wednesday? Can't do it. All right, how about Monday? Can't do it. You'll never be on this podcast.
Yeah. As you were saying, this is a fun phase in the podcast where we ask people to be on and they go, no, I'm sorry, I can't do these dates, but like I'd love to do it in the future. And you get to be like, no, you won't.
Nope. I've been using I've used the term, we're taking a slight but indeterminate hiatus.
It's a good. They never really end. Don't put a finale on anything. Just indeterminate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to keep hope alive for other people, not myself.
Right.
I know it's dead.
Hey, it could be like we were just talking about Tarantino before we got into racist Spider-Man stuff.
That's right.
It could be like a Tarantino thing. We come back 10 years later as changed men, and they'll be like, technically, they never ended it.
Wait, did Tarantino come back as a change? What do you?
Oh,
what's this?
That's something he always said he was going to do. He was going to like do one of his movies that has a kid. Like Kill Bill is the one that he kept bringing up. And that he was going to have, like for Kill Bill, he was going to have the little girl who's the daughter in the kitchen.
Yeah, I know.
And she goes, she's like, come back for me. Like if you really are mad about this, come and find me. Well, he was going to do like he said in like 15 years when that actress has grown. He wants to do a movie where she does go after.
That movie came out in 2004, so that actress
he could probably do it.
She's not only grown; she's probably too fucking old to do it at this point.
You're probably right. Well, maybe not. She's probably the same age as Uma. Uma was in her probably late 30s.
I'm not going to watch a movie with a woman in her 30s. Come on.
Well,
that's Hollywood. A man maybe, but a woman never. I'm kidding. But you said Kill. You think Uma? Yeah, Uma was already an established star, but so
that's true.
She had to be in her 30s by the time.
100%.
Kill. Okay, and I watched it and I loved it.
You like the Kill Bills?
Yeah, I like pretty much all of them. I'm not, except for Death Proof. I wasn't that big a fan of.
No, you're not afraid of. You don't like vehicles crashing.
Okay, I saw. Remember how it came out originally? It was called The Grindhouse, and it had the Robert Rodriguez movie.
Yes.
And then a bunch of fake ads, and then the Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
I know it's weird to say this about a movie that's about high-speed chases, but that brought that shit to a screeching halt after the fucking complete chaos that was the Robert Rodriguez movie. And they're like, all right, hey, we're going to do some cool shit, but for 30 minutes first, we're going to have two groups of women just sitting around talking about God knows what. They didn't have a fun conversation like Royale with cheese. I don't remember a single thing they were talking about.
Yeah. That is a weird thing that Tarantino is one of like the best directors of our generation, teamed up with Robert Rodriguez, who did Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
He also did Once Upon a Time in Mexico and Desperado.
A long time
Sin
before.
City.
Sin City's all right.
Sin City's is toots. Whatever you're talking about.
It's okay.
I brought a date to that movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Second time. Yeah.
There you go.
It didn't last, obviously. Yeah. But I was like, I didn't care what women thought. Like, I was just like, this movie's so fucking cool. Everybody will love it. She didn't.
Go. I was going to say maybe not, because one time I was like flipping around TV and I came across Sim City, and my girlfriend was like, "What the fuck is this?" I watched a little bit of Mickey Rourke's part of it, where he's like, "My mitts," and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Yeah."
No, she's wrong.
It's
that movie was so cool when it came out. Nothing else looked like it. It fucking captured comic books more than anything else.
They did it. It was a good, very well like shot
Yeah.
and put together movie. I'll give it
Exactly.
that.
I was in awe. Very little.
All right, let's bump the brakes.
No, I was in awe. Let me. I awe so
Okay,
so
all right.
few so little. You don't
I'm
minimize
sorry,
my
you're right.
awe.
I don't mean to cheapen
Yeah.
your awe. I
How
can't.
often do you see me in awe?
Not
This-
often.
We're at episode 98. This might be the first time
Yep.
you've heard me describe
right.
myself as in
You're
awe,
right.
and
I'm
you
not-
minimize it.
No, you're right. That was wrong with me, and I apologize. Yeah, okay, I won't. I can't. Awe is subjective, I suppose, so I can't really criticize you on that. All right, it was awesome for you.
I was awestruck.
Yeah, I can see that. I use that word to describe like when I saw the Grand Canyon or like Total Eclipse or something like that. That's awesome. Maybe not a
I guess.
comic book movie. But okay, I'm not cheapening it. I'm celebrating it.
The Grand Canyon was just no one fucking did cool tricks to make the Grand Canyon. If someone was like, "Hey, I'm gonna start chiseling," and then he's sitting in like something that looks like a little fucking pool, and you're like, come back in a year," I'd be in awe if I fucking came. I was like, "Holy shit, this dude just chiseled a fucking canyon out of the ground."
Yeah, that you would to be in all of that, but
yeah, but
you
just
don't
something
think
that was there.
well,
Who
all
fucking
right.
even made that?
Well, all right.
God.
Yeah, yeah,
don't
the
even-
elemental forces of nature. That's what makes it awesome.
If I die and go to heaven, I'm like, all right, God, you did fucking. But now it's just some non-exist. It's just a thing that happened to be there. If there is a God,
Everything is a
if there's
thing.
yes, but if there's a God, then He created it. But if there's not, then it's just a thing that happened to be there. I'm not all struck about that.
But everything's a thing that happened to be there.
No, Sin City wasn't. Robert Rodriguez had to make it.
So, okay, so you're differentiating between the works of man
Yes.
and the works of nature. All right. Well, see, I guess I feel that way. There are some works of man that I would describe as awesome, for sure. I'm not trying to count man out. I would say more of nature. I would say is awesome, but
Dude, a grizzled chick like that, dude,
yeah,
that'd be my number one sculptor for sure. I don't know many sculptors, but he would.
I'm not a.
It would be him, a fucking a giant chasm, and then number two.
Okay, that's fair.
Exactly.
Your rank bank of sculptors would be very short.
Johnny Grand, maker of the Grand Canyon. And
Yeah, there you go. Truly, it's named that way. I didn't realize it's branded like Trump Tower. It's the Grand Canyon.
every time I do it, it's Johnny. But every fucking yeah. The Adventures of Johnny Toaster Oven fucking made our life so much easier.
Johnny is a great comedy name. Like it just goes into a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
So anything interesting happens?
Oh yeah. I was trying to slowly segue, and
I
then
saw the opening, and he just didn't take it. You
Yeah.
were like, yeah.
speaking of
Speaking of
crash-
giant openings. Oh,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay, sure, why not? I was going to say, speaking of crashed vehicles, planes just falling out of
Lots
the
of
sky, left and right. Yeah,
Which, first of all, thoughts and prayers
yeah, sure.
to everybody
Sure.
out there.
Yeah.
Everybody. Not
Everybody-
even the people that weren't involved at all. Those thoughts,
The people
no,
at the
no.
airport need the prayers the most
They all.
because who knows? Who knows who's going to be next?
I mean, I just pray that everybody involved was white, because that would just open a whole new fucking can of worms.
Well, I'm afraid.
No, I know.
I'm afraid that you're wrong. Well, the one I don't think has anything to do with it, but Trump said it was Black Pilot. He said that's why he said Black Pilot.
But they've already proved.
They have proven.
Pilot now.
They
there
have
was trans
proven.
pilot, and then they like showed the picture of the trans pilot, and then she was on Twitter pretty quickly after that. Like, hey,
It was like, hey, I'm not trans.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
a white woman who's like a very like.
no, she's
awarded-
trans. She just is alive and wasn't there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, the woman herself wasn't flying. The trans person wasn't actually flying the plane, obviously.
Yeah, she just had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
At all.
but-
They just wanted to.
Right. And so they went Black Pilot.
Yes.
So Trump, when I know that this person was a white woman who was flying the plane, but have we considered Black Pilot? And everyone went, yeah, that's a great point. Okay, we're done with this.
Well, I thought the
one."
woman falls under DEI too.
Yeah, I guess
But
that's
there's three.
true.
Like I guess those Black Hawk helicopters need 3 people. 3 pilots,
Yeah.
and two were white dudes, and one was a white
woman.
chick.
Yeah, I think that's. But I think she was.
Do I
the,
need
like,
to even specify her race? Because if it's just that's DEI enough.
I think it's all DEI, unless you're a white guy.
Okay.
You're DEI, right? But I don't know. The way the Republicans are talking about it now, like, it feels like they mean black. It's like when my uncles say like thug and stuff like that. They know
Yeah.
that they can get away with it, and I know that it's not like a slur, but I can hear it in the way that they say it.
And all they need to do is just throw the term to a white criminal every now and then, because
Right.
thug really does. I mean, if they're talking about like a black guy that got arrested for doing a crime, then yes, technically he is a thug.
And you can use it there,
But a
and
thug
usually
is
that's when they do
across-
it.
It's an across the aisle term.
Right.
It
Anyone
just
can be a
means
thug.
criminal.
Right. Exactly. You're just a violent criminal, like a lowlife, a thug.
Yes.
Right? But you can't just, if you throw in that
Yeah.
word only on one type of person, it adds up. And that's how I feel about
Exactly.
DEI. I feel like we can't just say black pilot every time. I don't know. I don't have anything about it. Just I feel like that's probably not the best way to guarantee air safety.
Yeah.
Because
By-
you're going to get some, I imagine. I don't know.
What
But
up? What up?
I
This
don't
is your
fly a
black
lot.
pilot speaking. We will be.
You hear the back of the plane. It's
Yeah.
coming out of Alabama. Oh no! Yeah, of course.
You look out the left, you'll see some shit out there.
I gotta say, for your
I
your
kept the
urban
voice.
patois was pretty clean in
There you go.
terms
I kept
of
the voice.
of-
I feel
Could
like
have been way worse.
it
yeah,
could have
for
been
the
terrible.
pod. Yeah.
it felt okay to do. If I did the voice, if I did the voice with like, okay, the
Yeah.
voice. Yeah, as long as
I'm
I don't
waiting
do
to
the
see
voice,
'cause
I
you-
was okay. Like if I kept the vocabulary.
For everyone at home,
with
Dan and I are both on the bed with our feet up, just looking at him figure it out.
Yeah, I want you to kind of stumble
Two
back
episode-
into the
two
act out
episodes
while you're
left.
figuring
Two
it out.
episodes left.
I
Yeah.
feel like the longer I let you go, the closer you'll be to doing it again, and it'll be worse. And also, like, all right, there's like different kinds of black pilot. Like, when they try to say
Are
black pilot, yeah, because like, would you take a pilot like from like Africa? Like, that's a very different. Like, they're trying to say black pilot. They're trying to conjure up like an idea
Like a
in your
fucking-
mind
I
of
mean-
like some unqualified like TSA agent level person.
Yeah, when you
that-
say pilot, I imagine still
Not
the
the TSA.
stripes on their shoulder or whatever, or their.
yeah,
I don't picture a fucking tribesman. Like,
well,
look at me, I'm the captain now.
I didn't. I didn't mean like that. I meant like you're like your captain could be just like a
look at
fighter
me.
pilot from wherever, or like another like. We can't just say black pilot.
You-
Is what I'm saying.
You're digging a way bigger fucking canyon than I am right now.
No, you're the one going tribesman when I say African.
I think both of you. I mean, it's such a dumb thing to say. Just black pilot. You're just. I think then we are just all sitting here being like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Wait. Are you saying black pilots are bad at their jobs?
I think that's what what
because that
Trump is
seems
saying.
what he's. Yeah. What
That's
that's.
I mean,
Seems
just-
to be
yeah,
what he's
they wanted it very.
They?
The white, the MAGAs
Yes.
people, they. That's what.
Just
These
say that-
fucking tragedies are like, that's the worst part. Like, everybody's just waiting. It's the same with every fucking shooting. Everyone's just waiting with bated breath to fucking celebrate if it's not, if the shooter is the race that they wanted the shooter to, like.
Oh, they don't even, half the time they don't even like wait. Like when they shot Trump, they wanted that guy to be
Yeah,
a
they
Democrat so bad. They wanted him to be like Nancy Pelosi's nephew. And then it turns out like, he's kind of like a crazy right-wing incel. And they
He's-
were like,
yeah.
they went, no, you know what? The Democrats tried to shoot Donald Trump. And they just went with it. And everyone was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they did.
That was a full-on private pile right there. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, that guy was just nutso.
Yeah. No, it's
No, Private Pile could aim. So there was a big difference.
I mean,
Private Pile got the job done.
that's true. I mean, well, okay, I guess he was hitting the targets during target practice because the 2 kill shots he did were at very close range.
Yeah.
One was negative. Like, if you measured the distance to the target, it would be -3 inches at least.
Yeah. And the other one,
It was right there.
yeah.
Arlie.
Well, one was like one of those targets where like the hostage is holding like a firefighter, and he definitely hit the firefighter. He definitely missed bad on that first one.
He did hit a fire. See,
That's what
that's
I'm
another
saying.
reason I think it was all staged, though.
Because he hit a firefighter?
I mean, yeah, it's like, hey, you want to fucking drum up some of that 9/11 level fucking sympathy for what just happened, even though it didn't. The bandage clearly came off 2 days
next
later,
day
and there
and he
was
was
no mark
fine.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But hey, we had a dead fireman.
That's why we can
to
joke
it.
about this, except for, the dead fireman. We're sorry to the dead fireman. But
I saw his tweets. I'm not happy it happened,
No,
but I'm
who would-
okay with it.
yeah. Listen, if I were to go to a Trump rally, even if I was a Trump supporter, and they're like, we're going to sit you right here, right behind him, I'd be like, no thanks. No thank you.
Well, just don't sit like directly across any elevated areas or whatever.
Oh, he's never going out in public again. Like, he'll be out like golfing on his golf course, and that's it.
But
Like,
that was where the second attempt was made. Well,
and that wasn't an attempt. That was a guy hanging out by
yeah,
the fence.
that
and
was
then
another. That was a very swiftly thrown together.
Yeah.
JD Vance said a lot of stupid shit
Yes.
this morning.
That one, if anything, I feel like could be like fuck. Let's have a guy hang out around the
Yeah,
fence
we
and make
need
a
to-
big
yeah.
deal out of it.
This is we ordered this assassination attempt on Wish.
Like, I'm willing to say, like, dead firefighter, probably not a far-reaching conspiracy, killing people, possible. But, yeah, the guy by the fence, oh, yeah, you're right. It's like, fuck, everyone knows J.D. Vance wants to fuck that couch. They're calling him weird. We gotta get the narrative back.
It was the same day that he said, yeah, we made up the eating cats and dogs things, but that was so we could scare people straight or whatever. And that's, fuck. All right, get a fucking weirdo on the golf course. Like, we're not even going to interrupt we're not even going to bother him with this one.
No.
He can play through this assassination
Right.
attempt or whatever.
That's hilarious. That's what they did. And then, I guess he went up in the internal polls and they went, okay,
And
we
it
don't
worked,
we
yeah.
don't need to stage any more attempts on his life. But who knows? He is, again, the least popular president in American history next to his first term. So maybe he'll stage another one. Maybe he's seen the positive PR of a fist pump bloody ear picture.
I don't think he gives a shit this time around. I
Yeah,
think
you're probably right.
Well,
Elon Musk already has all the money, so
It's true.
they gave Elon all of the money, so yeah, maybe they don't care.
At this point, I might as well just say my social security number now.
Yeah,
Have it fair play for everyone to have.
that'll be the title of the episode. Will be yours and
My
my
social-
social security numbers. So keep watching, folks, for watching live.
Good luck with my identity. It's your fucking
You
problem
can just
now.
have it.
Yeah. I don't know. Can I be honest though?
Sure. Why? It's time to start. There's just one more episode left.
I can't speak as an engineer, obviously, but as a person with eyes, it does make more sense to me planes falling out of the sky than safely landing wherever that they're trying to get.
Okay. So it doesn't make sense to you.
It doesn't make sense to me. They're so fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Just you got a little bit of a running start, and you're being held up by air.
Yeah.
You ever been on there's
Yes.
fucking speed bumps up there?
You're all right.
I don't trust it at all. No.
But it is the safest way to travel. It's statistically the safest way to
But
travel.
logistically,
It might
more planes should be falling out of the sky than landing safely. I'm just saying, as a person with eyes,
have
just-
changed recently, but as of this summer, you are more likely statistically to die on a plane being shot with a Russian missile than you were by the plane crashing. More people died on airlines that were blown up by Russian missiles than
well, in that
died
case,
crashes.
it should. I was giving it 50-50 crash to land to be generous. I think it like 95-5 if I'm just using the eye
Sure.
test.
I don't think.
But you had
Russia's
the
gonna
Russian
shoot-
missiles in there. I'm gonna go 98-2.
Okay, when was the last time you flew?
Not that long ago.
Okay,
Yeah, and I
Alright.
don't like it.
well, yeah, that makes sense.
What the fuck is the deal with turbulence? This isn't my Seinfeld moment. It's just
Here we go. All this and more at the next time we can.
no. Literally, what the fuck with turbulence?
I kind of like it.
You like when the plane just feels like it drops 2 feet for no fucking reason?
Yeah, it's scary.
It
It's like
doesn't
really
make
scary.
You shit yourself.
Yeah, no, it's really scary. How often in your life are you really scared? Not that often. And again, you're statistically pretty safe on a plane. So
I think if I knew that the plane was committed to the crash, I'd probably start laughing while everyone else was screaming. Just like, hey, can't put this one on me, Mom. I know you told me not to kill myself.
I was in that moment. I was in a plane that again, I was fairly confident in the back of my mind we weren't going to crash, but it didn't feel that way in the moment. We were like landing in high winds and the plane was getting like pushed all over the place. It was going like this and that, and it was pretty crazy. And I was like laughing on the inside. I was like, man, if I didn't think that we were going to come out of this, I'd put my hands up. I did have that. I was like, well, if I'm going to die, and only being in that situation do I feel like I used to say that, but I also like imagine that I would disarm like a bank robber and shit that I know I would never do. You know, like in my head, I'm like, yeah, I would. If I got mugged, I'd just like kick the gun out of his. No, I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't do that. But I used to think that was filed in there. Like, oh yeah, I'd like to think I'd be all confident or something if my plane was crashing.
Well, okay, so how long was the uncertainty in your head that you were going to land safely?
30 seconds, 45 seconds,
Okay.
which is a long time.
I guess
to
yeah.
think that you're crashing.
What is okay? So you're at you're at the tippy top of your, making sure my hand's not doing anything.
Yeah, make sure that arm's not
Yeah.
at an angle.
So your plane's at like the tippy top of its flying arc.
well, if you're
And
at
then
the
it
top,
just drops from the top. How long is that? Like, okay, so you're what, 7 miles in the air.
yeah,
Your falling speed.
I wouldn't know. Pretty fast.
You think it would be?
I think if you fell from the top like 35,000 miles in the air or whatever the hell like a cruising speed is, I feel like you would fall for a while. I feel like it would be minutes.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'd come to terms with it, and then have just a good few minutes of just some good clarity.
Yeah, that's why I feel
think
like
I'd enjoy it.
as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
You're dying in a very unusual way. Many people don't die on a plane. That's,
And it wouldn't matter as much because, like, I would just be mass funeral or like, it wouldn't be Dave Primiano died.
it would be
passenger of flight, whatever.
right. They'd have a
And then,
memorial
Yeah,
to
no one
you
would
that
have
you're
to-
never getting otherwise.
No one would have to like, oh, Dave Primiano died. Let's reflect on his life because that's
No,
that's depressing.
but the one of the brave passengers of flight
That's right.
877.
I'm brave.
Yeah.
I'm brave if I'm
Yes.
going to Cincinnati to
Yes. Right.
fucking whatever the fuck you do in Cincinnati.
You are brave.
I'm brave for going to Cincinnati.
Well, yeah, that's probably is some
You're going
truth to
somewhere-
that.
Yeah. Is it if you're like on a flight to Vegas, like, oh, he's gonna go come on Hooker's feet, but he died on the way there. So brave.
So
he died
brave,
so bravely
brave.
on
Listen,
the way to come on them Hooker feet.
It's just the rules. If you die in a plane crash, you're brave.
Well, that's why it's so. If it was cheaper, I'd fucking just book a flight
Just
every.
start taking
come on.
flights.
I would love if Dave died in one of those because then it'd be like the memorial. There'd just be like, why is there all this spit? And why are the burlesque? All the burlesque women are just lined up spitting on his coffin.
The burlesque
man.
women will show up.
21 spit salute.
Yeah,
whatever.
that'd be
that
great.
would be great.
21 salute hot Tua.
Sounds like the name of one of your JAV videos.
No, those girls are classy.
Oh, okay.
No,
21 salute hawk to a.
that's Americanized bullshit. Yeah, I like them proper.
I'm sorry.
So
So what else? What else happened in the? Oh, Luca, blockbuster NBA.
Yeah, did you? I've had people that don't know. Like, what's the deal with this one?
Why don't you explain it for our
A
non-NBA watching fans?
top three player in the league in the middle of his prime got traded to the most storied franchise
Yeah.
for
Nobody.
no Anthony Davis isn't
Well,
nobody. He's like a top
Old.
15, 31-year-old shit knees.
Yeah, old,
Bad
broken
grooming
down.
habits, just based on his face. He's got a unibrow. His nickname is the Brow, which you got to keep it if that's like your.
If you have a nickname of it, it's like Strahan and his big.
I don't know if your nickname was the Cold Sore. Would you be like, oh, I guess I got to keep it now?
Yeah,
Would
you can't treat
you
it.
just rock your Cold Sore.
No, I feel like I'd try to disappear from public life if my nickname was the Cold Sore.
But if your fucking contract was like 7-year, 300 million,
I would do my best to fight that nickname. I would do everything in my power not to be known as the Cold Sore.
would you Kobe and make up your own nickname?
I'll do whatever I have to.
'Cause that's why I don't use Mamba. He fucking came up
That
with
is
Mamba.
true. I agree. You can't make up. It's T-Bone from Seinfeld. You can't make up your own
That's
nickname.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You deserve, if you try to make up your own nickname, you deserve a humiliating nickname like Cold Sore.
The Cold Sore.
Yeah, the Cold Sore.
If you're going to put some respect on the Cold Sore, you fucking give me a the.
I do like it, though, because there is a clear punishment for that crime. Like, there's a social punishment for trying to give yourself the nickname, which is no. People will go out of their way to try and give you a bad nickname.
I mean, Kobe's stuck, and he was still Mamba before he died, right? He didn't just get to, oh, we have to respect his wishes now. Right now, the family would like you to respect the wishes and refer to him as Black Mamba from here on out.
Well, he did coin it because I mean, I've still, even after his death, heard like Mamba energy and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Or if you like take the legal channels and actually like Meta World Peace, he actually like filed the paperwork.
right, you got to call him Meta World Peace.
Yeah,
you
Chad
know?
Ochocinco also. I think
Yeah.
he fucking
He did.
legit changed his name.
He did it to fuck with the NFL, which I think was great because
He wanted to put it on the back of his jersey, and they wouldn't let
they
him.
wouldn't let him. So he changed his name legally, so they had to. Smart.
But yeah, I think it was the dumbest trade possibly in NBA history.
It has to be, right? It's the like Emmett Smith trade for the NBA, right? Like
Wait,
from the 90s.
You mean Herschel Walker?
I'm sorry, excuse me, Herschel Walker.
Yeah,
that
Emmett
was used
Smith
to
got
pick,
traded when he was
which,
older than
which was
fuck.
used to pick Emmett Smith. Yeah, sorry, I just misspoke. Yeah, but right, it's the Herschel Walker trade all over again for the NBA, and I guess the NBA only let the Lakers bid.
No, he
Did
only the GM only like he didn't talk to anybody because like I don't think the owner knew, the coach didn't know. He
That's
just fucking
crazy.
called him in the middle of the night. Yeah, planes were falling out of the sky. That didn't get but one holy shit for me. I read that news. What the fuck? Like,
You were awestruck.
it wasn't awe, unless awe is short for, oh, is this guy retarded? But like,
Yeah, the NBA is going to be an even more unwatchable product.
but yeah, I do think if this happened in 49 states, he would be fired. I think in Texas, he might actually get executed for doing this.
I'm just happy that it happened to Dallas fans.
It's true.
Like, you
They're
couldn't-
having a bad couple weeks.
Yeah, this couldn't be better from our perspective. Cruising into the Super Bowl, I see your Birds gear, and you know,
I know.
and you're rocking some Sixers gear as well here.
My two hoodies, my two Eagles hoodies. I wish I could just keep. But then people are like, oh man, does he have other clothes?
Yeah,
I don't want people to think that about me, even though I do only have like 5 hoodies.
yeah. I occasionally before I come in, I watch like the last couple episodes just to see what I wore, so I don't wear something. Again, I'm not sure when I wore my Papa Roach shirt, but
I hope not since 2001.
but you know.
Whatever. I have a fucking Chevelle hoodie and a Bullet for My Valentine
Oh,
hoodie
hell yeah,
that
there
I
you
don't
go.
even dare wear on this show.
See, you should have brought it out. You should have
Oh, yeah.
trotted out the stuff.
That Bullet for My Valentine is just a good memory. I got punched in the face at that concert.
What a great memory. What a night. You got punched in the face?
I walked into a fist more so.
Okay. So
I should have been. I did plenty that night to get punched in the face, but I just happened to be wanting to move closer to see the band, and that's those douchebags that swing their. Yeah, I
the
just
slam
kind of walked right,
dancers.
and I got a black eye, but like, not a cool black eye.
No.
There's like the cool like where it's like, oh yeah, that guy fucking scrapped. Mine actually just kind of came out to the side a little bit, so
Oh,
it looked
yeah.
like I just had a little mascara on.
So you walked into a
Gayest
door.
black eye ever.
Well, I'm sorry. I wish you, if anything, you could have gotten a cool black guy. I've never even seen a gay black guy.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I've never seen that. But
Yeah, it is super. Yeah, we didn't even fucking. How do we just not like fucking lead off the show with raging hard Super Bowl coming up boners?
oh, I mean, yeah, it's been so on my mind. It left my mind when I sat down.
I'm
It's
sorry
like all
to
I can.
suck that memory from your head.
It's okay. It's all I can think. It's all I can think about. I'm watching an absurd level of ESPN and NFL Network and all kinds of shitty like those shows are just sports Fox News or sports MSNBC. It's just the same exact format, but people just take positions they don't believe in, just like
That's
on the
right.
news shows, and then they yell at each other as if it's the most important thing in the world. And when what they're yelling about is that Saquon Barkley is the best running back to have ever played the game, I'm listening. You know, that's exactly.
Little recency bias, but
Yeah, well, of
I'm
course,
on board. I'm on board. We
There-
could say the best season, but
their takes are always irrational. That's part of what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Their takes are like, 2 weeks ago, their takes were, like, how are the Eagles going to win without Jalen Hurts? And then he has one good game, and they're like, Hurts versus Mahomes, two Titans going at it. I was like, the same people 2 weeks ago were saying that this guy's washed up and he's going to be the reason the Eagles lose. But I love it. I love it when they're discussing, when it's all my team, when your
Hell
team's
yeah.
getting like Tom Brady level playing days coverage.
have you been
I love
watching any of the like the press day stuff?
Some of
Because
it.
there's been some pretty funny questions lobbed at the Chiefs players. I don't know if you. They did one today where like someone asked Travis Kelce, "Hey, what do you love more, Taylor Swift or phantom 15-yard penalties?" All over your quarterback. He didn't like that too much.
No, I'm glad. I hope I hope it dogs them. I hope it colors the officiating at the Super Bowl
So,
towards us.
so do you want to make a score prediction, or do you
Yeah.
think that's a jinx?
No, I don't really think it's a jinx. I'm just really bad at hedging. I think, except for the last game against the Bills, Mahomes hadn't scored more than 30 points this season in any game. So I'm going to say he doesn't in the Super Bowl. He scores 30. He scores 27, 28, probably 28, and we score 35, and we win.
One
But
score
it's
game.
but it's tense. It's one score. It's tense. It comes down to our defense. Comes down to Jalen Carter making plays.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a little Zach Bond,
Love it.
Nolan Smith running someone down. It's going to be one of our playmakers.
I love every name you say.
I want, for the narrative's sake, it to be like a strip sack by Jalen Carter that bounces into the hands of Brandon Graham, who's
Ooh.
playing a snap,
Iconic.
and then he could be on another iconic win. I would really love that, but that's only if I'm writing it. I would just want to win. I don't give a fuck what we win by. We have an opportunity for revenge. We have an opportunity to win playing a brand of football that people haven't played since like the 60s,
Hell
where you're
yeah.
like a 60-40 run ratio. We're a crazy, quirky team. We'll be like one of those like Quizzo facts for years. Like, what team won the Super Bowl with a 60-40 run ratio? And you'd be like, Philadelphia Eagles, but only if we win.
I don't think they ask questions like that at Quizzo, but yeah.
Well,
I
whatever. Sports trivia.
You're talking to a several-time champ.
Yes, I don't really do Quizzo.
I've been
so I
watching
can't
that pop culture Jeopardy where they have teams of 3. I'm
Oh, yeah.
fucking destroying those teams from my couch by myself.
Yeah.
First of all, I should put it out there to my listeners, our listeners.
Thanks.
You can have some too.
I appreciate that.
I am not betting on this game for 2 reasons. When I bet, I lose,
Okay.
and I would never bet against the Eagles. I guess
Thank
I
you.
purposely bet against them just to jinx them. But my luck isn't work that. Like my betting works to only hinder me.
Right. So if you did that, they would win, and you'd win some money, and you'd feel. I mean, it'd be nice, but you'd still feel sick because you would know that you did go ahead with the jinx.
But I think they win by 2 scores.
2 scores. Oh, so you think this isn't
Like
even going to be
10.
Okay. So close-ish, but not.
Yeah, I think they're more talented than the last time. They're less talented than the last time.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Okay.
But I will not put money on that because I am bad at gambling.
I saw Mahomes win too many late games to count him out. It's going to be a hell of a game. And I like it in the fact that at the end of the day, I want to play, the Raiders for the championship and stomp them and win I want a repeat of last week's game where we won we won with 55 and it was a laugher. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to have to beat the best to be the best. But that way, if we do, we get to be fully insufferable. Like, we've ended the three-peat. We are heroes, whether the rest of the country will admit it or not. And we get to rub everyone's nose in it for an entire season. And that will be worth it.
How many fans do you think die if we win? I saw the video, though.
Boy.
That dude took a fucking header.
Yes,
and people
he
were
did.
like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that was one where, the arms went up and then, went down.
I mean, I had to make sure it wasn't Philly comedian Ben Stab
who was also climbing
he
one.
climbed it. He got arrested.
Okay, well, that's good that it wasn't
But it wasn't him that fell and
Thank
died.
God.
Otherwise, I mean,
I would have seen
I'll
the
joke about
memorial.
anybody that falls and dies, but it would be harder to do it where people who know that person might be listening.
Yeah, and Ben's funny.
I'd have to fucking Anne Frank those death jokes,
Yeah.
but only in my attic. I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna go up in my attic a little bit.
There are some
Tell me
comics
when
that
you died.
there are some comics that I would make jokes about falling off a pole, but most of them
Oh,
are
yeah.
not athletic enough to climb it.
But would you make it on the First of all, I like Ben. I don't know him that
No,
well.
that's what I said. Ben, I would be sad.
I'm
I would be
distancing
sad
him
if
up.
Ben
Yeah,
fell.
yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. I like him.
Yeah.
I don't know him that.
Yeah, I don't know him
We're not
very
that
well
close
either.
though. So I could probably sneak a joke in. But I'm saying, would you do it on this podcast?
Yes. I don't know Ben, so yes.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so if you fucking got 3, 2, 1, oh my god!
But it wouldn't be
it's
anything
terrible,
personal.
Terrible what
No, it
happened.
wouldn't be anything personal towards him. I just
Yeah.
don't know him,
Yeah.
that well.
Yeah,
And so
hey, what's
acquaintances
up?
at best.
Hey,
Yeah.
how's it going? Yeah.
Which is, I would expect him to make fun of me if I fell off of a pole, and I would
I mean,
deserve it.
It'd be funny because you're
I did it
fatter.
'cause I'm fat.
It's
Like,
okay.
how did I get up
Fat
there?
Do
on
you
the
guys just
pole?
want me to do it? Is that better? I'll just make the joke.
I didn't realize it was an
insensitively.
option. Oh, I thought you were going to
No,
climb the pole.
it wasn't him that he didn't.
Well, I
die.
know, but if we did, it feels like we're just kind of teasing the audience. Like we're not making a joke at his expense at
Well,
all.
I didn't write one.
Jim Gillespie's going to get at it. We only have 2 episodes left,
Yeah, no,
guys.
he ain't climbing that
We have to
pole.
do a big hurrah for Jim.
That's
Sorry,
true.
the polls, people are falling. I think you're absolutely right. I think we have to be careful about people dying. People dying if everything goes as we
gotta
want it
grease.
to go.
We got to grease the poles.
We got a deep. No, grease is what fucking probably made him slip.
I don't know.
No, I thought they were ungreased this
No,
time.
I thought they greased.
Then we got to not. Then we got to not grease the poles. Then we got to do whatever.
He could have just been Italian.
Can we do like those dog? Maybe we get the things when the dogs have to get. They got their shots. We
Oh,
put
yeah,
them
the
on
cones.
the end,
Yeah.
so you can't get
So you
in.
can't climb
You
up
have to
on
can't
it.
get in. I don't
Oh,
know.
I mean,
interesting.
that's beneficial if people didn't have opposable thumbs.
Well, no, but I'm sorry I said anything. You guys got.
That's-
I apologize.
It's okay.
I was just throwing out
I will
ideas.
break down everything you fucking said. Yeah, what's a cone gonna do?
Well,
Yeah.
no, a cone with a. Come on, man. If at
How
the
big-
bottom of it, a cone shooting up,
You
there's no
can't
way to
go
get at the
around.
bottom of the
He's
pole.
saying like the
You-
cone goes around the
That's
bottom.
the whole point. You
so
can't.
that-
Not
How
like a
big is
cone
it?
real wide. I mean,
Cone
you would
gives
make
you a
the,
fucking little running start. So you want the cone
an
on
inverted
the
cone. Not a cone.
bottom? How tall is this cone?
You know
Gonna have
what,
to be pretty
Dan?
tall.
I apologize.
It's
I said
okay.
anything.
No.
What,
we
what
are
are
gonna
the
get
other
through this.
ways?
Draw
The
it
cone,
for me.
Okay, the cone would be at least a 10-foot.
A 10-foot cone.
Probably made out of some kind of thicker plastic. You would kind of band-aid it about the bottom,
The
and
problem-
it would be a tight, convexed cone. This way, they couldn't get anywhere around it. Does that make sense?
I think people would human pyramid their way.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think that's
they
the
are
problem.
clever.
They would get up there.
You're
Nothing
clever.
Will stop. Nothing will stop a bunch of drunk Philadelphians who are celebrating a sports win.
Yeah.
They
And
just
then,
make
yeah,
it
only-
legal. If you're up there, the cops can shoot you,
Oh, that's fun.
and it's totally legal.
Ooh.
Why does it have to be just cops?
Oh, you're right. You know what? Anyone can shoot you, and it's
point.
totally legal if you're up.
These are
above,
good. I'm gonna
like,
put that down.
3 feet on a pole. That's the rule, and then that's it.
So you
It takes care of itself. I bet you comedian Ben Staub would not have climbed that pole if he was going to be shot at.
if he had to overcome
He seems like a very smart guy.
the Ninja Warrior course that is the inverted cone and the police shooting at you.
Well, listen.
Should you be able to snatch a flag off the top of it? That once you snatch the flag, the cops can no longer shoot at you, and you win a
Yes.
prize of some sort.
Every pole has a giant nose, and there's a snot and a flag inside of it, and you have to fish it out, a la Family Double Dare. And if you get the flag at the top,
You
it
get
is now
season
legal for
tickets.
you to shoot a cop.
Oh, I was thinking
So-
something football prize related, but I guess I was going to say season tickets next,
Oh,
or maybe
okay.
you get to fly out to the Australia. They fly you out to the Australia game.
Okay, each pole has a different prize, so you never know what you're gonna get.
But there has to be a minimal on how good like. I'm not going to fucking climb. Well, first of
No,
all, I can't
that's-
climb shit.
Yeah, I
but-
ain't climbing shit either.
and nobody's lifting me up. Like I would topple over and die by them trying to rah shish kumbah me up into the rim of the cone, and then
You're
I
never
can't do a
making
pull up
fist.
anyway. So I'm just
Yeah.
kicking. So I have to be on top of the cone before the cops start shooting, because I don't want to just
Yeah.
be kicking like a little
have to
fat
be above-
butterball, just getting shot at
Yeah,
my
you-
most embarrassing moment.
The cop just comes up
Yeah.
and shoots you in the back while
I want
you're
to at
like
least
struggling.
conquer some physical challenge before I'm risking getting shot.
Yeah, with your
at.
shirt riding up
Yeah.
and your tummy hanging
Oh,
out. You're
Here
trying to
lies
get up.
Dave. He couldn't even do one pull up. Fat little bitch. But I'm
That's
saying,
right.
yeah, if I did all that and then the prize was like, oh, you win like a little plastic cone that you can eat ice cream out of.
To commemorate the cone that you climbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would not be fun. So
Yeah.
it should be a minimum of
Minimum.
good things that you get 'cause you are being shot
Tickets,
at.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck a cheerleader.
Well, if she consents to it,
Or he.
sure.
There's guy cheerleaders.
Or he,
too.
right? If
yeah.
they consent to the bang, sure.
And they are. I was surprised the first time I saw a male cheerleader, because like when they said they were going to start bringing in male cheerleaders, I thought they were talking about like those big dudes from like the cheerleading competitions that could like throw a chick in the air and then catch her.
Yeah.
No, it's just a dude doing the same dances, and he goes 110% to their 100%.
Yes.
Like
he has to. It's like a lady cop. You got to
It's
go
like a
that
D-
much harder.
The
He's a
DEI
DEI.
hire.
Exactly. He's a
That's
DEI.
where white men, but they're gay, so I guess
That's exactly. They're your.
gayer than fuck. Yeah.
Hey, former President George W. Bush, former male cheerleader. Fun fact.
He
about
doesn't
him.
look like someone that would catch a chick and hold her up in the sky. But,
But he-
well,
but
they
he
also had the
was.
males like they were cheerleaders, but they like wore like that sweater with the letter on it, and then
Yeah, I
they
think
carried
that's
the
the
thing
kinda-
and then smacked like they got a drum beat out of the side of it and yelled "Go team!" Like,
I think that might have been the kind of thing he was, but that's not. You're still the cheerleader. You can't get by. Oh, I'm the cheerleader that yells "Go team" through the thing with a letter on it. While technically not as bad as part of the human pyramid, you're an accomplice to all of it.
well, would-
You're letting it all happen.
wouldn't-
You're like if you throw an orgy and you don't participate, you're still at the orgy. You know what I mean? You're still like whatever negative value you would apply to somebody in an orgy applies to you, even
Negative,
if you're
yeah.
just letting it happen at your place and not participating. So I think I would say the same thing
yeah,
to the letter screaming.
orgies actually. What I was gonna say are the fucking. I assume the dude's throwing him in the air and grabbing him by the cooch.
At an
And
orgy.
They're banging the cheerleaders. They're banging, but do you think the guys with the cone and the letter on their sweater are they banging the cheerleaders too?
I don't think so.
Okay,
They gotta watch. They're like the cucks of the cheerleader world.
give me a C. Well, then no, I wouldn't want to do that.
I feel like if you could do a human pyramid and you threw an orgy, it would be incumbent on you to do the human pyramid at the orgy.
Ooh.
I feel like you would be almost like you'd have to, I don't know if you go into it
I'm
having
trying
it
to
planned
pick
out,
the
but like
logistics. Yeah.
if you're looking around and you see the base of the triangle, the two middles of the triangle, and the top, you're there at the orgy. Why not?
Are they? Where's the penetration come in this pyramid?
You got people holding each other by the cooch, as you said earlier.
Okay. But the pyramid's usually people on all fours. Okay, well I know what's happening to the bottom.
There we
row,
go. So
but
we
then
have
there's like there's like four people on the bottom. Everybody's on all fours, and it's three,
That's right.
and then it's two, and I could see people reaching
Around
the second row, but the third row, who's
row, you
taking
need
care
a
of the
second,
third row?
You need a second human pyramid.
Two human pyramids.
Several layers of
One
people.
pyramid just one
then we-
standing up pyramid, just fucking.
Just one guy standing on two other guys' shoulders, fucking.
I
on
think
the
I've
top
seen
level.
this Human Centipede 4. I think, and then they
Okay.
sew the mask to
All
mouth,
right.
right?
I don't. I haven't gotten all the way to 4, but
Is that what they get the human pyramid in the
Yeah.
centipede?
Yeah,
I haven't seen any.
you have any?
I know of the story.
I'm sure.
I don't know
familiar
if
with
there's
the lore.
It is the folklore.
yeah, the lore. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the story. I don't know how you drag that out into multiple movies.
Yeah, me either. Like I said,
Well-
the first one seemed like it was felt like the story was told by the end of the first one.
Well, in the second one, didn't they make like just a complete circle? I feel like I've seen a picture somewhere of a circle centipede.
And Neil, you've
course.
seen it, right?
Yeah,
Is it a
yeah.
huge circle of centipede people?
I believe that the third one is the circle.
Mm.
Do not quote me on these. These movies I've seen,
No.
each of them.
Well, yeah, for a trilogy,
Twice,
you gotta
maybe.
go big.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to go big. But
What do
they-
you do more than the circle?
So yeah, the
do you
first
get
one was
bigger
just
than
like
that?
3 people. The second one was maybe 5 people, and then
Mhm.
they got the circle in the third one. Do you play with more shapes after that? Do you?
Do you
Is
play
it
with the
just
word
trapezoid?
short?
Yeah. How big can your human centipede circle get? I don't know. I guess that's a question for number 4.
Is
Yeah. Not only is it a circle, it's like a very big circle.
Oh, it's prisoners. He's put in charge of Guantanamo Bay.
and I have seen this one. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
This is some of the best stuff. Yeah. So this one's 3, and then the second one, I think he just does more of them. It's just like 6 or 4 of them.
Wow.
I have to.
do they have happy endings?
No.
Oh yeah.
I don't mean them getting jerked off. Do the
Oh,
people
well
like,
then no.
do the people get their mouths?
Yeah, they have happy endings in that respect.
Do the people get their mouths unattached
No.
from the buttholes and then they go on and live a normal life after
Not
that?
in the first one. Well,
Yeah.
So the first one very deliberately leaves an opening for a
Yeah.
sequel.
What do you think the PTSD is like for a guy, for somebody who's
For a-
entering the world who just had their mouth sewn to an ass?
Well, I think the front guy could probably.
Assimilate. Probably.
yeah, your head's in the right place.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I
Nailed
don't
it.
know. So
Sort of
I guess
hard to
they fuck
live
with-
if you're eating poop.
They do most of like they
I can
have
get
to
behind that.
they have to like do most of the surgery on your mouth
Right.
to make it. But do they have to change the layout of the ass too to make it congruent with the mouth?
I think it's just stitching, really. I don't.
Yeah,
think
but you
there's
gotta like
any-
fuck with the lips. You gotta like probably cut out.
Well, he is a doctor, right? He is a surgeon.
I'm saying no. So are you if you were the head of it, are you just getting something sewed into your ass?
Yes, that's all that's happening.
But there's
Your
probably
mouth
has to
is
be
still...
some incisions made to the face that is getting attached to the ass.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. I'd say so. Yeah.
From my experiments, yes.
Yeah.
From my experiments, yes.
I would say that would be what would happen in a human centipede situation.
Yeah.
But so the people
There's a twist ending as well.
at the end of the second one, they get freed up, and their mouths are probably dangling on the bottom of their face for a little bit, and then they gotta like go into the world again.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of problems reintegrating into society after you've been
I think
part of a human centipede.
that's a justifiable suicide.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I feel like if you've been you freed yourself after being part of a human centipede, but your mouth is all droopy.
And you've eaten a lot of shit.
I feel like if your mouth isn't droopy, maybe you can try to make another go of it if you're just a regular person. But yeah, if you have a big old droopy human centipede mouth and it's like a reminder of all the shit that you ate,
Literal.
yeah, then you probably...
Some of it, if you're down the line, being the shit version of other shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that,
Then you're the Japanese guy in the first movie.
I've only seen the South Park on it. They do have the Asian guy, and he does the very stereotypical voice. He's like, what should I eat, the
right.
cuttlefish or the vanilla paste? And vanilla paste, but then he eats the cuttlefish. It's
That's
fucking,
funny.
those
I didn't
guys.
see that. That's a good one.
All right. We
Oh,
just
we're
give you a
actually-
heads up. Yeah,
we didn't even
I didn't
talk
mean
about the
to
Grammys.
send.
Oh, damn. We were going to
Well, why
talk
don't you
about the
do a
Grammys.
quick little Grammys and then, or do you want
Who-
to save it for
who
next
gives
week?
a shit about the Grammys after we just talked about that?
We just talked about that. How do
You're
you go
right.
to Bianca Censori's
Yeah.
big old titties out on the red carpet?
Oh wow! I wish we had
Boy,
one
yeah.
with that.
I don't know who that
is.
is. Oh, is that the-
Kanye's
Oh, yeah, let's-
sex slave.
Did you? I assumed that she was a model.
Well, you know.
She's a fucking architecture. She's an architect.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Like, what the
They're like
fuck?
a weird. It's like a weird.
It's
I wouldn't put that. Anyone can be an architect. It's not
no.
like.
She graduated from architecture school.
Well, I'd like to see her portfolio before I pass judgment. But there she is.
Yeah.
Titties popping out.
Titties. Yeah. That's.
Let me bring this up so people can.
Yeah, I don't think that's
see
it's
this.
because she's like dumb. I think she's in like some kind of a weird sex thing.
Like
with him.
like you're just
Yeah.
like prisoner thing going on. I was saying, like, I just assumed that.
I assume she likes it because why else would you go naked? I mean, I guess I can't say I assume that, but
Yeah.
you'd assume she'd be able to get away at this point, or at least shoot off a flare or something.
Yeah.
Where there's no pockets to put a flare.
That's
in
true.
or
Maybe that's
anything.
why.
Yeah.
Maybe that she's been trying to signal help,
It's the reason I have pockets, so I could carry a flare around.
just in case I try to make
just
you
I need to
get naked
shoot a
on the red
flare off,
carpet.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess
Yeah.
we'll go to the news.
Yeah, there we go. That's really all we needed
These
to
are
talk
the
about.
these are the interesting times we're in. Sometimes you talk about Human Centipede. Kanye West's got a naked chick on the Grammys red
Yeah.
carpet, and then we go to the
But
news.
she's not even like sewn to anyone, so
She's
Yeah,
not even so.
That's
a
true.
good
But although I would
point,
say
Dave.
that's could change. It is
True.
Kanye.
that's
It
right.
is
could
Kanye.
change. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do it. Going to the news.
Shoot the shit. You're talking news. You're talking news. We're here to shoot the shit. Talking news.
Oh, you're up.
News. Are we back? Oh, hey.
So you're excited to update this?
very excited. No, Dave. I said I was. You have to say everything I say off mic. I said I was. I would have
Obviously.
been very excited to have updated it.
Oh well, that's okay.
It's fine.
No
It's
need
okay.
no need to put work into this. We
Sometimes-
as these news jokes will show.
Sometimes
I sure
like to
didn't.
watch you dream and then stomp on it.
Oh boy. All right, this is the news. If you haven't figured it out in 99 episodes, I don't know, 98 episodes, excuse me. I don't know how the fuck you haven't figured it out yet, but Dave and I have written 12 jokes about the news. I don't know what he's written. He doesn't know what I've written. However, if we have a joke on the same news story, we have a joke off. Joking each other off. There's that beautiful bean footage. The joke off means that Dave and I are joking each other off. It means we have to compete. And technically, he's up 2 on me, and I'm starting to think your failure to book anyone this week was a failure to get an adequate judge, so I can never catch up.
No, I know my value.
No, it's okay. David's currently up by 2, so if you like my jokes, please vote for me. If you don't like my jokes, please vote for me.
Oh,
For the people at home, Dave 15, Dan 13.
Some bullshit.
hell
Um,
yeah. Hell
Some
yeah.
fucking bullshit. Dave, you go first. I don't know why I
Okay.
cleared my throat as if I was going to.
You did scare me for a
Yeah,
second.
I don't know why-
I don't adjust
I
well to
did clear.
change.
It's okay. I did clear my throat, and I realized that it felt like I was going to speak, but that was never going to do that. I'm sorry.
Thank everything. A rare brain disorder is why Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has such a raspy voice. Turns out that while some worms drink too much tequila, the one in his brain is just a heavy smoker.
Yeah. Okay. Former President Joe Biden signs with CAA Talent Agency as he prepares for a starring role in Martin Scorsese's new movie. What?
Which I'd obviously see.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
it's Scorsese.
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Still
Huh?
3 hours.
Then we get in Tarantino with Kamala's feet.
And the great follow-up. Am I done?
All right. New York becomes the first state to close schools for Lunar New Year. And they'll be reassigning January 1st as Chinese New Year now, too, based on how quickly people after are hungry for another New Year celebration.
Okay, yeah, that's a classic. Classic. Oh, well, we already talked about this, but it's okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, you know what? I'm going to call an audible. I'll do a different one here. Georgia man who ran dogfighting ring with 100 malnourished pit bulls jailed for 475 years. Yeah, and a clear signal that we will not accept cruelty to dogs unless you can run a 40-yard dash in 4.3 seconds.
That's right.
In which case, we love you.
Chip Kelly Eagles. Roseanne Barr claims Hollywood has made itself irrelevant to Americans. And the fact that surprised her the most about it was that they were able to do this during a time where Tom Arnold wasn't being put into movies.
It's good, a Tom Arnold joke.
Well, Roseanne.
Yeah, why not?
It all ties together.
Yeah. All right. Jimmy Carter wins posthumous Grammy for his diss track about Drake.
Okay. Rare. Non-setup.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because,
I did
why
like
would
it.
Jimmy
It
Carter
threw me.
write?
It
Yeah.
threw me.
Yeah.
I hate change.
It's
No.
okay.
Judge rules Brazilian boy can officially have 3 fathers and 1 mother. The case was thought of as a toss-up to everyone else, but to the mom it was airtight.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Speaking of orgies.
Fastest gun in the West right here. All right. Donald Trump Jr. accused of killing rare duck on Italy trip. Though even critics are impressed how he got a duck to do a line of cocaine.
Love it. Baltimore Ravens Justin Tucker denies accusations of sexual misconduct as NFL says league will look into the matter. But if found to be true, he's off to Cleveland for the perfect team up with Deshaun Watson. Because for every 6 sexual assaults that Deshaun Watson puts up, Justin adds 1 more to the board.
Plane crash in northeast Philadelphia leaves multiple houses on fire and causes explosion as Eagles fans take their Super Bowl celebrations to the next level. This time doing it exactly like Aguilar.
All right. Dwayne Wade says he had cancerous tumor removed from his kidney. And in a post-surgery interview, the tumor claimed the only reason it attached itself to him was in an attempt to win an NBA title.
Yeah, it's good. Bird flu is widespread in Massachusetts, state officials say. And while they wouldn't go so far as to call it a pandemic, they did go so far as to call it wicked retarded. Seems like it was too far. You shouldn't say that as a state official.
Retarded, yeah.
That's how they did.
All right. UFC president Dana White denounces fighter who made pro-Hitler comments. He said UFC is no place for hate, and he only wants fighters that were they to face. Fuck, let me start over.
Okay.
UFC president Dana White denounces fighter who made pro-Hitler comments. He said UFC is no place for hate, and he only wants fighters that were they face-to-face with Hitler, they would smack the shit out of Ava Braun.
Yeah, okay. It was worth doubling back. That was a good joke.
That's what I thought. Then I said it out loud, and not so
Well,
much. But
it's
what
okay.
are you-
Waffle House is placing a surcharge on every egg it sells. Not because of the bird flu, but because Waffle House knows you pussies can't straight up beat their cooks in a street fight. So what are you going to do about it?
It's true. PGA star Jason Day wears sweats at Pebble Beach, sparking social media stir and John Fetterman comparisons, which is counterproductive to good golf, as being like Fetterman only serves to add a stroke.
Well, this is fun. I'm going to skip to a joke. It's not a joke off, but I just want to celebrate that our heads were in very similar places this
Gotcha.
week. AC/DC announces 2025 European Summer Tour as fans everywhere pray that none of the aging band's members suffers a thunderstroke. Thunderstroke! Thunderstroke! Yeah.
Can't help myself.
It's fun.
Oh.
We're both thinking about strokes this week. I don't know.
This one is so fucking stupid. Sexually frustrated male sea otter suspected in local river otter killings. Yeah, he'll need to be kept in isolation from others, which will make a perfect new aquarium exhibit, the world's first in-seal.
Oh, God. I love it. I hate that I love it, but I love it. In seal. Fuck you. All right. It's good. Workers at a Philadelphia Whole Foods vote to form first union in the supermarket chain. And it makes sense since the cost of paying rent and raising a family on a working class salary comes out to about what Whole Foods charges for a jar of olives. So.
Okay. I wasn't aimed directly at the mic when I belched that time.
Well, thank you. We're
growth.
making improvement.
Growth.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania governor spars with PETA over call to replace Puxatawny Phil with vegan cake. Though he does admit the vegan cake would be a great indicator of not being able to leave the house for 6 more weeks due to massive diarrhea.
Federal appeals court strikes down ban on handgun sales to teens in what will be terrible news for the jocks.
All right. L.A. freeway blocked by anti-deportation protesters in response to Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration. The protest managed to piss off not just wary commuters who just wanted to get home, but also people who were trying to wave down someone selling a bag of oranges.
Jay Leno says he tries to find the humor in the situation as he cares for his wife's dementia diagnosis. Leno said, "It's okay. It's really working out for both of us. Now when I ask her, have you heard about this? She always says no."
Give him kind of a lisp.
It's kind of, so, yeah. It gets, yeah.
High pitch, but
He's got a little, I would say he's got a little lisp, a little bit,
I don't
right?
know about the lisp. But
Maybe
I think he's just a little more high
Maybe
pitched.
I gotta work on it a little bit. Don't really find the call to do that.
As your first audio listener for this episode, thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem. We wanted to do it
Oh,
too many.
Why do you even need the headphones? You're here with
So
us.
I can keep your levels.
He needs to hear how
Keep
we
our
sound.
levels.
When we start, we jump into too many Jay Lenos.
No, I liked it. I agree with the lisp, Dan. I just want to say that.
That's
I don't
fine.
think he has one.
It's okay. I don't think
Danny's
I'm really gonna. I don't think I'm gonna work on it too hard. My Leno impersonation.
Oh, man.
I think we have too many
All
years
right.
with Leno.
Last one. NFL emails. No. I couldn't keep it up.
It
I
was
would
funny.
if I
It would be good if you had it. Like I also did a Leno impersonation.
NFL emails reveal extent of Saints damage control for clergy sex abuse crisis. Many who are surprised to find out that football saints and actual saints are related like this will also be surprised to find out that the Dolphins have replaced large chunks of Tua Tagovailoa's brain with tuna.
You make him Tuna Tagovailoa.
Oh, son of a bitch. Well,
That's good.
that's all I'm going to think about on the car ride home now.
It's a meme. You have a meme there. Get to Photoshop. All right, my last one here. Oscar Isaac is cast to play Frankenstein in Benicio del Toro. Not Benicio. Why did I write that?
Guillermo.
But I wrote Benicio here for some reason, and I knew
'Cause
that's
you're
wrong.
racist.
Yeah, you're right. Let me try that again. Oscar Isaac is cast to play Frankenstein in Guillermo del Toro's new remake. This marks the first time Isaac has been involved with something rotten, stitched together, and barely human since he did those Star Wars sequels. Yeah, I knew that would be sad for
you. What do you got coming up?
Fucking nothing.
This weekend's not about anything but the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right?
I'm focused on being a champion, and the Eagles need me now more than
right.
ever. So now I'll be focusing on the win, solely focused on that Super Bowl win.
Fucking rest myself on Saturday so I could drink myself prolapsed on Sunday or whatever.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be not hungover by the show next week. That's my goal, is to not
I'm
be
hoping
hungover by
to
Tuesday.
be still drunk.
Well, yeah, you're right, because that means we'll be at a celebratory
That's right.
frenzy. So
Yeah, I do have some, but no, Super Bowl. Then next week. Next week
we'll do
with
something.
potentially Pat House. I will have.
That's gonna be fun.
I will have some places you can see me at. Believe it or not.
I don't believe it, but we'll see.
Or
Well,
not.
or not. We'll
No,
have to
there's
see
a-
next week.
I got sent a flyer and everything.
Oh, my
today.
goodness.
I know, right?
Well-
Me, this punum
I
on a flyer.
can't believe it.
Neil.
Speaking of people that are probably doing stuff, Neil, you got something going on, right?
Yeah, just gonna check me out in Atlantic City this Thursday. You can see me at Bar 32 down there on Tennessee Avenue, and you can check me out Friday at Wissahickon Brewing Company with me, Tata Charisse, Justin Lamar, and Mike D'Alto. So it's a great show. Come on out if you're gonna be doing some celebration before the Super Bowl on Friday. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right.
That's good. We did it.
2 more.
2 more to go. This one felt like we barely tried.
I did.
But we're going to have Pat House next week, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
I asked him for this week. Okay, so yeah, I told Rusty, hey, we're not asking you late. We just, you're not a last second replacement or anyone. We're just asking you late.
Yeah.
But yeah, I asked Pat and then he's like, I might still be. He's in California right now.
He's
doesn't
very
seem to
successful.
have an idea of when he seems to have like an idea of when he's coming home, but he thinks he'll be here next week.
So maybe Pat House.
Yeah, he might
maybe
just chill
not.
in California, and I don't blame him. I'm not going to say come back from fucking California.
Yeah,
to
I wouldn't
hang out
say
with
that.
us.
You know, he's a professional comedian. He's got bigger fish to fry
But yeah,
than
if
the
he
Weekday
is
Comics.
here in the vicinity, I hope he drops by.
Well, that really sounds so non-committal. I wouldn't bet on anything at this point, but we'll be here, and I know that.
3
no matter
block
what.
radius. 3 block. And this is the safest place in that 3 block radius. So I hope you come here based only on that.
100%.
Yeah.
In fact, I have to go see if my car's still okay.
That's true.
So we got to go. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.